Welcome back, everyone. John here with you again, JandW Music. Today what we'll be talking about buying off Craigslist. I've had several people kind of write in and comment and asking us, as far as used equipment, you can get really good deals out there right now without having to go retail. And another thing, we're getting close to Christmas time, so if you're looking for a good deal for yourself, or if you got a child, young son or daughter who's interested in taking music, this is a great way to find something kind of an inexpensive price. You don't know if they're going to stick with it. Craigslist may be your way to go. And then also, if you're looking to upgrade, Craigslist is a perfect way to do that. Just remember to always be safe, do your research, and that's part of what we're going to talk about today. But just to look at just a kind of a general ad, this is the Dallas area, which is not super far from where we are. But just looking whether or not you're looking for effects pedals, amps, going through, they've even got over here, they've got a whole bundle with their little, it's like their Epiphone SG style with some pedals, amps, things like that. So depending on what you're looking for, they've got a whole array. But if you're buying, you're going to want to know, is this, a good price for things. So the easiest way to check and see if you're getting a good deal on what's listed on Craigslist, there's a few options. One, besides, so taking people at their word, if you're not familiar with, kind of how things are worth, eBay is a great source to do that. And so if you want to do that, the best thing to do is come down to sold items. You'll go to eBay's advanced search and you go down to sold items. And just to kind of take an example, if you want this, they say $400 for this ESP LTD 1000. Now this does not appear to be the one that has the active EMGs, but we'll go ahead and hit copy here, and then in your keywords we can paste, and like I say, make sure you click sold items. That way you know exactly that somebody's actually bought those before and what the auction has closed at. So this is kind of their black with their gold trim. This has their active EMGs in it. That sold for $415. Some of them have sold for, and this one even includes a hard case, $370. Here's one, $396, $350. So those are things that you can actually, kind of go with and talk with somebody and let them know, how much things are selling for, whether or not you feel that it's a fair deal or not. Like I say, if you're well informed, then you'll be able to make a deal. See here, $499, $400. So it does look like that $400 price, is right about on the money. So you just need to always verify what they have. Now, same thing. You can go over to the used gear and Guitar Center and see what they're selling for, on their websites. So you just come here and do the same thing and see if they have any ESP LTDs. Their Eclipse Model 1000s. And see, they're trying to sell for, around the same price, around $450, $500. So overall, that's not, a bad price of what they're trying to ask for. Here's one, $399. So like I say, you just kind of look at them, and compare, the picks they have. Now, of course, these are not going to have the active EMGs. The same thing with, like, our example that they have here, but they are going to try and show, the different specs on. So just look. That's one way to do it. Like I say, do your research. If you happen to like a model, check it on eBay, see what they sold for, and then also check on Guitar Center. Two things: one on eBay that some people take as a factor or not. You do have shipping sometimes included with that. Of course, for Craigslist deals, it's cash and carry. Same thing with Guitar Center, you have to worry about tax. So whether you're 8, 9, 10% tax, if you're going to buy this guitar, it may cost you an extra $40 to walk in to Guitar Center. So those are things always to think about. Like say if you're going to try and talk with somebody and see about haggling them down on their price. The most important thing I want to talk to somebody about, though, as far as where you want to meet somebody, when you want to buy something. For me personally, I never do anything at night. Two things. One is safety, and the second thing is you cannot really do a good inspection on the equipment. Can't do a proper inspection if it's dark, so it needs to be in daylight. The other thing too is that I would want to meet somebody in a big public place, whether it's a mall parking lot, a Walmart parking lot, a large shopping center, somewhere out in the open where there's plenty of people around. I'm not a fan of meeting folks at their houses because, like I say, unless you're telling somebody where you're going or you're going to go with, a friend, a partner, there's safety in numbers. I wouldn't go by myself to somebody's strange house, just like I wouldn't have them if they're going to bring it to your house. I wouldn't have somebody come to your house because now they know where you live. Depending on if you let them in your garage or in your house, now they know what you have. So I'm not a fan of doing that either. If you are going to try and test something that you may need to bring batteries or a little adapter. You may need a AC to DC power supply if you're going to try and do an amp. Little portable battery powered amps are perfect. We have videos on the little Danelectros and some of the others, little micro cube that are battery powered. You can check out those videos, but you can take those with you. And now if they're bringing a guitar, you bring the cable and you bring your little practice amp that runs by batteries, and you can test the guitar, and so you don't have to worry about that. If you're buying an amp, you may want to invest in a little $30, $40 AC/DC converter, and then that way you can plug that in your cigarette lighter, hook it to your battery right there in the middle of the parking lot, and test the amp out. Same thing with pedals. Like I say, whether or not you bring some batteries or a little adapter to test those pedals out. Safety first, that's the main thing to remember, and do your research. If you've ever used Craigslist or you got a specific way that you like to sell things, then leave that in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like our video, go ahead and hit that like button, share. Also, if you'd like to be part of the JandW Music family, we'd love to have you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way the next video we put out, you'll be the first one to be notified. And as always, our motto here, stop dreaming, start playing. We'll see you next time. Welcome back, everyone. John here with you again, JandW Music. And today we're going to be continuing our series on Craigslist. We've had several comments and several people message us about Craigslist and what we thought about selling equipment on Craigslist. Right now, Craigslist is pretty unbeatable as far as a marketplace. It's tax-free, it's free to list, and you can really meet people anywhere at your convenience. So there's quite a bit of bonuses to selling on Craigslist. Of course, there are some pitfalls, and those will be some things that we will discuss here in just a little bit. One of the first things to do, like when you want to sell on Craigslist, is several things. One is to make sure that your item is priced and listed right. Just kind of looking here, we're just kind of looking in the Dallas area here as far as what's listed to kind of compare and see if what some people are listing, is that the way you would want yours listed, and then to make sure that it's even priced right. Several things that we would suggest, even just kind of looking at this Ibanez for an example, make sure you take plenty of clear and clean pictures so people can see exactly what you have. This one, of course, we're taking a close-up of the body, kind of come a little closer to with the pickups, showing you that it is the model they're advertising on the back of the headstock, so on and so forth. This being their neck through. Of course, this Ibanez RGT, which the T stands for the neck through. And this one comes with a case. So if you want to make sure that your price is fair, this person's listing it for $325. A few options, and we'll just go ahead and highlight the Ibanez RGT 42. Copy that. And one thing you can come to eBay, go to their advanced search area, and then just put the keyword in. And then what we'll do, and then what you want to make sure is that you have the sold listing checked. That way you know those are the ones that are completed. They're the ones that sold, so what people did. Now see this particular one here, and it even says comes with a case and been upgraded with dime bucker and a 59 pickup. So, and it has a case. Now it sold for $195. And then you have some others had a coffin case, looks like it had a best offer done. Same thing here. This did not have a case, but $217. And come on down, and like I say, you'll see some. This was a case for $200. And you can even come over here to Musician's Friend, which is something that I would suggest. Come over here, same thing, just go in their little search area here, and we'll search. Let's see what we got here. And that'll be the main thing that we're looking at, because we really want to be informed. So you want to come over to the searches and check, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. But the main thing to look at when you are doing these, when you're searching, like I say, you want to be fair. So this is 325. We've seen them anywhere from 300 or so down to 200 for all that, including the cases. Now, one thing to think about when they have some on eBay. Say even if we came back to eBay and this was with a case for 200, we'll click on it. And one thing you want to look at is see what their shipping was. Now see, this person here only charged $10 shipping. So for $210, they got the same guitar with a case, where these people are trying to ask $325. So that could be one thing to think about. Maybe you need to come down to maybe $250 or so, or $300, $275, and find a happy medium. Now you can start your listing off at $325. See it for a week or so, see if you get any interest, and slowly take it down. But at least this way you'll get a basis. Let's go back here and see what they had here. Let's see if Guitar Center had any RGs and what they were selling for. Now see, they're selling total retail, depends on whether they have flame maple in some areas, so anywhere from now this one here is even up to $400. So it really just depends. I would go ahead and probably err on the side, depending on how much you have invested in it, probably go closer to that $300 mark and see where it takes them. So those are just ways to do it, but make sure you take plenty of pictures, and then down in your comments, make sure that you have quite a bit down here. Now this is saying it's upgraded with lace pickups, but like I say, you may want to put even more specs in yours, but plenty of pictures, because nobody wants to buy anything that doesn't have any pictures. The next main thing that I want to talk about, and that we don't do any business on Craigslist unless it is daylight. Don't do anything in the dark. There's as far as a compromise with your safety, so always be in a well-lit area. Never do anything at dusk. Never do anything when it's getting dark or dark. Your safety is the most important thing. Plus, for the buyer, you want them to have the best area where they can, inspect, the instrument properly. So you're also thinking about them. Also, doing a public place. If you don't have a retail location that you're selling these out of, try not to meet at somebody's home to sell it to them. If there's no other way, then try and take somebody with you. Try and always have at least one other person with you. There's safety in numbers. Don't have these people come to your house. They know where you live. If you let them in your garage or your house, then they know what you have. So that's something to think about there also. Try and meet somebody out, whether it's a Walmart parking lot, a mall parking lot, large shopping center, and you can do that. Now, if you're selling these items, you may want to take some additional things for them to test it, whether or not you have a little portable amp, which you can look at our other videos. But if you have a little Dan Electro little kind of pocket amp, or you have a Roland micro cube, something that uses batteries, bring a cable, and that way, that's you can make the deal go a little smoother and make the customer, happy. So, those are things to do. Like I said, don't do anything at dark. Do stuff in public, and try and have some items there to where it makes the transaction a lot easier. And stick to your guns. If you feel that it's worth that, you may want to add in a little bit of wiggle room. But other than that, just go out there and have fun. If you've used Craigslist before, we'd love to hear from you. Just leave your comment below. If you liked our video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. We appreciate if you share. And if you'd like to be part of the JandW Music family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. When we put out our next video, you'll be one of the first ones to be notified. And as always, our motto here, stop dreaming, start playing. We'll see you next time.